Hello, everybody. Welcome to JW News with me tonight, Ruby Quinn. It's just me tonight. Let me know if you're watching. Put your name in the comments. Let me know if you're here with me, and I can give you a greeting before we begin with the news. All right, Dallas. Dallas is first, finally, because John Marciano always gets here first. So finally, somebody beat John. There goes John. Hey, John. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Eric. Yep, just me tonight. Tony had a dinner party to go to. She's been celebrating a whole lot of birthdays recently, and she's been having a great time. So she said tonight she would have to skip. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to talk by myself. It's like I got used to being with so many people on the stage that now I feel like lonely, lonely all of a sudden. Like if I don't know how to stream by myself. Hi, Jay. But you know what? I think this is a good thing. This is a blessing in disguise because I won't be distracted. I'll get right to the stories and then I'll hop off exactly at 9:59 p.m. and then we can watch Severance because you already know I am obsessed with our TV show nights on Discord. If you are not already on Discord, let me know in the comments. I will put a link for you to join us on Discord. We have way too much fun over there. Hi, Chad. Good to see you. Love to you, Ruby. Oh, thanks, Eric. Abby Wilson is in the chats. Hiya, it's Abby, XJW from Milton Keynes, England. Wow. Welcome, Abby. Welcome to the chat. Yup. Lonely and exposed. Yep. Hey, Becky. Becky's in the chat. Who else is in the chat? CJ, welcome to the chat. Joe and Fran, love you guys. Abby says, I'm not on Discord, whatever that is. Okay, so it's like another social media platform, but you can instant message. You can keep up with all of our tabs of different subjects that, like whatever interests you. We got news and politics. We have spiritual stuff. We have uh so many different tabs, even all the creators, all the YouTube creators that you want to keep up with, like Karen Saunders, myself, Vern, which is Fixing My Faith. We got XJW Jonathan. His channel is called Tell Universe, where he gives stories. We got XJW MJ. We got like everybody on Discord. And so I have been designated like XJW AMC movie theater over there. And I play movies, I play TV shows. So Abby, if you are interested, I'll see if one of the mods can put a link, or I will put a link before the stream is over, because then we kind of like migrate to Discord and have some fun over there. JG, welcome. Hello. Okay, the gang is here. I just want to give you guys a few minutes to join us before I get into the stories. Yes, Rosie. Hi, Rosie. W. Hey, W. All right, perfect. The gang is here. And I will begin my stories for JW News. And these are pretty recent. I finally caught up with all of the stories that I've been forgetting and missing or didn't have enough time to do. So I have a few more recent stories coming from X. And this is from Larchwood. Really great source of information. So let's see. Butterfly Queen, hello. Yes. Okay, I'll post a link for you, Abby. Now, before I get into the stories on X, Jimmy Bell just gave an update about Operation Spotlight. And if you don't know what that is, I'll give you a catch up in a nutshell. So, Operation Spotlight has been a letter writing campaign that we kind of turned the playbook back on Watchtower by sending them letters. Well, not Watchtower, not Bethel, but we're going to send it straight to the White House so that we can expose or, shine a light on the abuses of Watchtower. So it was Jimmy Bell, Monica Kincaid, and Shelly. I forgot her last name. And then I also got involved with promotion. So he just gave an update, and I'm going to play just a few minutes of that update because we are already on phase 2 about it. So if you see my most recent video about the Norway trial, I talked about Operation Spotlight because we always talk about the shunning policy, the blood issue, the violations of like our voting in, especially in America, how they discourage their members to vote and etc. Right? So since I was talking about Norway and the shunning, I kind of incorporated Operation Spotlight because that's exactly what we want to do. We want the governments to do what Norway is doing and either take their registration off as a religion, as a charitable status, because they shouldn't have that, until they make changes in their policy, which is to stop the shunning, stop, violating our human rights, and you know, to the best of my ability, they can function as they will. Everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe. You can't just violate people's human rights using, freedom of religion as an excuse to treat your members the way that you do. So that's how we, incorporated Operation Spotlight, is so that all of these other countries are doing it like correctly. You know what I'm saying? They're going to the representatives, they're going to court, they are making Watchtower accountable for how they treat their members. And that's exactly what we want to happen in America. So I'm going to play a few minutes of Jimmy's video to give you an update about Operation Spotlight while I read your comments. So let's share my tab with you guys.
I just wanted to go and give you guys progress report on how that's going. And so I'm going to give you some names of people that have participated. I'm going to list off all the countries that are participating just so that everybody knows about this, because there's a lot of people that have just learned about Operation Spotlight like a week ago. So I felt the need to kind of just to recap things for you and give you guys some new information. The biggest thing about this operation and what some don't understand is what we are doing is we are trying to help folks get their voice back. For way too long, so many people in the XJW community have felt like they haven't had a voice or that no one would listen to them. Now, granted, there are XJW YouTube channels out there that offer support, some education, gives you a friendly environment, and that's good. That's needed, especially for the folks that are just newly entering into the XJW community. However, for some of us, we wanted to go bigger. We thought that as fine as all that is, if you're going to be an activist, it's going to take action. And so this is something that we've come up with, and so many people have gotten on board to help push this thing to where we wanted it to go. Now, I know we've gotten some blowback from folks that say, "Oh, well, you can't go after Watchtower on the religious aspect." Well, if you'd actually go read the letter, you will understand that that's not the angle we took. We took a different angle. So that's one way to silence that little criticism. So anyway, we just want people to be able to feel like they have a say in things. And that's the main thing that we wanted to do, was to help folks find their voice, and people are finding it. And I'm going to list off some stuff here for you guys. As of right now, these are the countries that are participating that I know of, that I've been told. There might be some out there that I may have missed that are participating, and I don't know about it yet. But right now we have all of the United States, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil. Over in Africa, the provinces that speak Portuguese, Angola, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, I don't even know how to say that. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Mozambique, Sao Tome, Principe, Equatorial Guinea. I'm sorry. I know I butchered those countries. My apologies. Over in Europe, we have Norway, Sweden, Finland, Scotland, England, Austria, Switzerland, Germany, Spain, Portugal, France, Romania, Korea, And then, of course, we have Australia and New Zealand. So as of right now, those are all the countries that I know that are participating in something that was only born 5 weeks ago. That's freaking amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you. And so since I'm thanking people, I want to thank everybody that's been involved. And of course, you have myself, Monica Kincaid, Shelley. And then we've had Ruby. She's been a huge, huge help. Of course, John and Jay helped out a little bit as well. But for the folks that have YouTube channels that have helped out tremendously, that would be Ruby, Quinn's helped out a lot. He's gave me the idea for the map, the color in the map, which I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. And of course, we've had Bo Benson. As far as I know, those are the only 3 English-speaking XJW YouTubers that have gotten on board with Operation Spotlight. Now, granted, some may not know about it. But then again, there's others that do know about it, and I'll touch on that at the end of this video. Over on the Hispanic side, and guys, I know a couple of you are already watching, so I'm sorry if I butcher your all's names, but for the YouTubers that we have over on the Hispanic side would be Adriano. He's helping a lot of folks over in the African area, if I'm correct. Adriano, he's the Portuguese speaking activist. So yes. Okay. All right. Then we have Margarita Castillo Gonzalez. She's in Spain. I did a video with her. Then a couple days ago, Neri from Mexico. He did an excellent job. Neri, I think I saw you watching here, and I actually watched your whole video, and I didn't understand a word you said, but your energy was amazing, and I couldn't stop watching. So thank you so much for what you're doing there. And then we have Glenn Rydell from Peru. And those are the YouTubers that have been helping out. Now, some that have gone above and beyond helping out. There was one lady named Rose Trotner, she's the one that created the list for the 119th Congress with all the names and addresses for all the congressmen and for all the senators. She did that, and she has sent out a lot of letters. So I told her this evening she needed to send me a picture so we can put her in a warrior suit. Then we've had, Tony, King Tony, aka King Tony's, Michelle McClung. So many people that have helped out send these letters. I've gotten so many messages. I should have gone back, taken the time to go back and get everybody's names. But I didn't do that. And one thing that we've asked folks if they wanted to do it was when you send your letters off, do a video or take a picture. That way we can go put it over on the Operation Spotlight page on Facebook. And so I wanted to play one video that was done. And as of right now, if I had to vote and choose which is the best Operation Spotlight video, Michelle's going to get the gold star. She's going to get first prize. So if you haven't seen it, let me flip my camera and I'll show the video to you guys. It's pretty good. Let's flip that. And let's go here.
Yep, that's
and
you,
listen to
Michelle.
the choice of
Our
music
own Michelle.
that she picked.
Yep, you won.
Play.
Congratulations, Michelle, you won. It was a dope video, though. I love it.
So I'm sorry. That's just a badass video, and I love the music that she picked to do that video with, or do the video to. So that was pretty cool. So thank you so much, Michelle. Really appreciate that. So I told you guys I was going to give you an update. There was phase 2. We put phase 2 into play last week. Phase 2 was just for the United States side, because I had said for the folks outside the United States, just keep sending your letters to President Trump. For the folks in the United States, yes, we want to send our letter to Trump, but I also wanted to get the letters to the senators as well. So that there's 2 senators in each state, and some have gone above and beyond just sending letters to the senators and have sent it to every congressman in that state. Thank y'all. That's pretty cool. Me here in North Carolina, I just did the senators. But I updated the map tonight because we were able to knock off Oregon, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, Alaska, and Hawaii. And so I know that those are going to be done. So this is what the map looks like right now. So we have gotten 26 out of the 50 states so far. So if you're in one of those states and you want to send the letter to the senator in that, the senators in that state, please just message me, let me know, and I will color them in. The reason why I want to go ahead and get this colored in as quick as we can is because I'm not going to do an official announcement yet, but I want to let you guys know that there is going to be an Operation Spotlight 2.0.
Okay, I'm going to pause the video there and leaving you on a cliffhanger. If you want to find out what Jimmy talks about with the 2.0 kind of details, even though it's not an official announcement, but he does have something in store. So if you are interested, go on YouTube, Jimmy Bell. Let me see what his handle is. Let me see. I'll show you guys his page just so that if anybody's interested, you guys can find him on YouTube, Jimmy Bell, and his handle is at Jimmy Bell 9208. And so you click on the live tab, and then the most recent one is right here, streamed 2 hours ago, titled Operation Spotlight Warriors Are Mobilized Worldwide. So you guys already heard Jimmy. The Operation Spotlight that we first started out with was worldwide. Then we kind of moved into a side mission of doing the United States. So if you are in the United States, there is another it's like a cover sheet, I guess, or just like a 1-page message that is more direct to our states. You know, more, I guess, like more like worded to our representatives in our states, like senators and congressmen, like Jimmy was saying, whereas the Operation Spotlight was more directly to President Trump, and it gave like 5 pages of information. If you want the PDF to the Operation Spotlight worldwide, we have that on Discord. Or if you don't have Discord, then you can email us, personally. You can find my email in my bio, or, try any contact. You can contact us, comment on this video. We'll get you the information you need. Just put your email address and then we'll be able to send it to you. If you are in the United States, that's a separate letter, even though you can include both if you want to. And we will do the United States. I saw Florida's not colored in yet, and I'm in Florida, so I am going to do Florida. And I have to send don't tell Jimmy anything, but I haven't sent my letter yet. I know that people are going to get on me on that because he gave a deadline. He said March 1st. So I am going to be running to the post office as soon as possible. So yeah, we have to get that done. If you are interested, let me know in the comments after the stream, and then I will check it. Now, if you notice the thumbnail to his Operation Spotlight's Warriors, they did like an AI generated photo of them as the Avengers, and I have to show it to you guys. I mean, it's hilarious, and I love it. So these are the Avengers of Operation Spotlight. We got Shelly in the first. We're starting from the left-hand side. That's Shelly. We got we got Jimmy Bell in the middle, and we got Monica on the right-hand side. I think this is amazing. We need to add more XJW Avengers of the Operation Spotlight. If you want to find Jimmy on Facebook as well, that's another quick way of getting in contact with him. This is his page right here on Facebook. Oh, it looks like he's online right now. All right. So I'm going to show you another person that he included in his list of XW YouTubers who were really, talking and promoting Operation Spotlight, but for the Spanish community. So I think this is really important. If you are Spanish speaking XJW and you want to share this with other Spanish speaking XJWs, this is the guy who's doing it. And I'm so glad that he is, because it looks like he's one of the biggest XJW Spanish speaking, YouTubers. He has 47,000 subscribers. His YouTube name is right here. Let me show you his page. Netty XJW Witness. And I mean, I know how to read Spanish. I understand Spanish. I can't really speak it, but my comprehension level is good enough to appreciate, like XJW content. So this is just maybe the second Spanish-speaking YouTuber that I found. So if you click here on his most recent video, is it the most recent video? Let me see. Well, let me make sure. Hold on one second. Because I think he had like 10K. There you go, 10K views, this one. So I'm only going to play maybe a few minutes of this for anybody who is, Spanish speaking to appreciate this, find his channel. I'll play just a few minutes of this video, just for our Spanish speaking people.
Estamos dentro de, o en el caso solamente está haciendo ahorita los
pagar taxes o impuestos. Ya se les ha quitado los privilegios a varias religiones y ahora estos tienen que empezar a comenzar a pagar taxes o impuestos. Le ha quitado privilegios y le han quitado el dinero a algunas de las religiones. Así que el presidente Trump está haciendo cosas que la otra administración no estaba haciendo. De hecho, la Watchtower era muy amigo de Biden y toda su campaña política. Lamentablemente debo decir esto, y estábamos metidos en esto. Nosotros hace poquito hemos salido, hará un año más o menos. Enviamos nuestras cartas, nos desasociamos y le dijimos, no queremos ser parte de una organización, pero de esto se trata.
Amigos, muy buenas noches desde México. Algo inaudito, la gran tribulación llega para los testigos de Jehová, y esto no solamente se lo inventó alguna persona. Usted pudiera decir, es que seguramente personas que crean un canal en YouTube, personas de otros países, simplemente están resentidas, pecaron, no quisieron ser parte de esta organización religiosa. Esta semana es de muchas noticias judiciales, y no de comités judiciales, no, judiciales respecto a una de las organizaciones religiosas que más daño ha hecho a nivel mundial. Sin embargo, como le reitero, usted puede decir, a lo mejor esta persona que sube los videos simplemente está enojado con los testigos de Jehová. No, señores, de ninguna manera. Tal cual ha dañado a las personas en México, lo ha hecho en otros países. A diferencia de esto, es que en otros países pueden tener más acercamiento con ciertos poderes judiciales, con presidentes, pueden tener contactos incluso hasta en la Casa Blanca. Eso me lo acaba de confirmar en la llamada que tuvimos hace un momento, y ahora los extestigos de Jehová no se van con lo poquito. Esto no es como lo que se hizo en España o lo que se está replicando en otros países con las asociaciones. Esto es totalmente distinto. ¿Qué está pasando? Los testigos, extestigos, que ahora ya no son parte y que realmente han sido vulnerados y son víctimas, están dirigiéndose al presidente Donald Trump para que tome cartas en el asunto y verifique qué está pasando con esta religión. ¿Qué está sucediendo? El proyecto Spotlight, si no me equivoco, es el que está comandado por Mónica, y en este momento nos acaba de mandar las evidencias, señores. Se van con lo grande. Aquí en el audio nos explica que anteriormente pues se iban con lo poquito. Ellos no quieren irse solamente con ciertas demandas, se quieren ir a la cabeza, quieren que Donald Trump verifique esta organización religiosa. Me acabo de contactar hace algunos días y dice que esta semana tiene más y mejores noticias respecto a este tema que va a causar furor, de verdad, señores. Este tema está muy, muy interesante. Vea usted lo que ella explica en el audio, tómelo en cuenta y recuerde que estamos totalmente en vivo, lunes de en vivo. Nuestra querida Mónica nos explica qué está pasando y qué están haciendo para contactar al presidente Donald Trump.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. I love his energy. I love how even the Spanish community is talking about the Operation Spotlight. So you can already see great things are happening with Operation Spotlight. Once again, if you want to get involved, please consider doing so. I love how he talks about like the great tribulation is actually happening, but is actually happening to the Jehovah's Witnesses. I thought that was funny. And it's true, you know, like their time is up, and that's why we're here. So yeah, if you want to check out his channel, you know, please do so. And I am going to now share with you some of the stories that I had coming from X. So I'm going to share with you my X bookmark feed. And this was posted February 26th by Larchwood, sorry. And this article really got me. It's about the blood issue between Jehovah's Witnesses. And if you don't know about the blood issue, well, in a nutshell for that is that the Jehovah's Witnesses do not take blood under any circumstances. And, you know, recently, you know, they've made changes about fractions and a whole bunch of rules that now come with a blood transfusion if you want to take one. But either way, you still get consequences for not following the rules. And so this happened to this woman here, unfortunately. She was a Jehovah's Witness and she denied a blood transfusion. We're going to read her story here, a little bit of her story. But this is more about, you know, the coroner giving recommendations. So let's read it. It says coroner condemns Jehovah's Witness blood transfusion rules after followers' hospital death. I'll read the article. It's not too long. It says a deputy state coroner has recommended Jehovah's Witnesses stop relying on the organization's misleading blood refusal guidance after a follower bled to death. Heather Winchester, 75, died from complications after hysterectomy surgery at a NSW hospital in September 2019. Mrs. Winchester lost more than a liter of blood after the elective surgery at Maitland Hospital and was urgently transferred to Newcastle's John Hunter Hospital. The 75-year-old refused a blood transfusion on religious grounds. NSW Deputy State Coroner David O'Neill on Wednesday found she bled to death when her organs failed. Mr. O'Neill said a blood transfusion could have saved her life, but Mrs. Winchester rejected the procedure in her care plan. In order for an individual to become baptized as a Jehovah's Witness, they must not accept a transfusion of whole blood, and the main components are to be refused as a violation of God's law, he said. And that's her and her husband here. Worksheets condemned. And they're talking about the blood cards. The article goes on. It says, before her surgery, Mrs. Winchester had also spoken to doctors about worksheets parishioners were given by the church outlining unacceptable blood products. Mr. O'Neill said blood substitutes deemed acceptable in the document were non-human donor hemoglobin and artificial hemoglobin. But this left Mrs. Winchester's doctors in a bind. There were no hemoglobin products of that type in Maitland Hospital or in the Hunter, New England local health district or anywhere in New South Wales, he said. In my view, it was completely inappropriate. The worksheets in this form were, let me start over. In my view, it was completely inappropriate. The worksheets in this form were available for Mrs. Winchester to complete in 2018 when no hemoglobin products were available to her in 2019. Mr. O'Neill said the worksheets were printed in America and inappropriate for use in New South Wales. It is an example of problems arising from the church seeking to provide medical info to congregates in NSW within documents published in America. I am at a loss to understand why the church wants worksheets accessible at all. They should not be used at all for any purpose. Church officials told the inquest the church did not provide medical information to members as it was a religious organization, not a medical organization. Mr. O'Neill made 14 recommendations, including that the local health district put in place a requirement that the surgical team review pre-anesthetic clinic notes before to surgery. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments, guys. I mean, we talk about this all the time on the channel, and once again, it is that one scripture in the Bible that they misinterpret of how we should not consume blood. In my opinion, that means, literally consuming it by eating it. And that's why we shouldn't eat, the blood from animals, from food, and then obviously don't be drinking human blood, right? That's how I would take it. But Jehovah's Witnesses take it so much more further that now if you are a Jehovah's Witness, you will have to sign this blood card that would it would condemn you to death if you were in an accident or if you needed any type of blood donation to save your life, you wouldn't be able to have it. So let me get to your comments just for a second before I move until the next story. Jackie Jack says, I won't take blood if it's from a jabber. I don't want that poison in my body. Yep. Oh, there goes your comment. Okay, I was having a little glitch. Illegal immigrant. Hello, welcome. Keith Silver, welcome. Yeah, I just feel so bad for these, Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know. Abby says, I understand that's failure of duty of care in England and coercive control. Yep. Becky says, Ruby, a life lost for nothing is disgusting and murder by the governing body. Yep. Eric says, is there a link to sign on with you? I mean, I can give you a link if you want to join me. Yeah. So after I get the story, I can read. No, I'll put the link. I don't know. This is the one and only time I'll be able to give you a link, Eric, if you want to join me for the news. But only for Eric. I'll do this for you, Eric. San Diego says, I'm glad I checked my medical file to see if I had that card. Fortunately, I don't. Yeah, this is why I talk about it, because I want you guys never to forget this. Go to your data entry in the hospital or your doctor and make sure that you have changed your religious status. Even if you don't have a change in your religious, personal feelings, you need to change that blood card, and do not let your doctors, think that they cannot give you a blood transfusion, as ex-JWs. Oh, okay, Eric. Yes. Well, thank you for your input, Eric. Regardless, it's people like us who have to educate everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I am so glad that was one of the first things I changed immediately so that I will possibly have a chance at living if something were to happen. Okay, now I'm going to go to, oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me present my screen again. Okay, so that was one of the stories that we covered. And then there was another one here. Now, this is about shunning. Once again, this goes along with our Norway trial. It goes along with Operation Spotlight. I think shunning is one of the number one things that we can really get on this organization, because it's not just regular shunning, it's mandated shunning. And when I read this article, That's when I really understood the difference between the two. So I'm going to read it live for you here. And this was posted February 6, 2025. Title says, Evaluating the Effects of Mandated Shunning. New research seeks to quantify the psychological harm of high-controlled groups. And this is right up our alley, guys. So let's read this together. It says, key points. Mandated shunning is a hate crime employed by high-control religious groups to maintain membership. To be honest with you guys, I've never thought of it as a hate crime. But after I read it here, I was like, you know what? I would say so. Let me know if you guys agree with that in the comments. The second key point says, a new research study led by the University of Roehampton is seeking to quantify the psychological impact. The research group is calling for case studies and survey responses to aid its investigation. Freedom means the ability to change religion freely, say legal experts. But in reality, the moment I leave, I lose everything. My elderly parents, my siblings, my uncles, and every friend I have ever known. People I have helped, people I have been through struggles with, people I have trusted with my life. They will abandon me. The moment I walk away, my entire life will be erased. That's the experience of Matthew, a former member of the Jehovah's Witness, who experienced the sect's tragic approach to shunning as their method for retaining control. Often dismissed by these groups as typical family dynamics, the difference between shunning and mandated shunning is defined by whether the group employs shunning as a strategic tactic to regain control of its membership. Matthew's experience was harrowing, but he is certainly not alone. A significant portion of established religious and political groups employ mandated shunning to retain control. For the first time, an academic research study is seeking to quantify the actual harm caused by the practice, gathering stories and interviews from individuals with a view to shaping the future of global legislation and thereby protecting future generations. A funded partnership between the Open Minds Foundation and the University of Roehampton, London, is embarking on a study of the harmful effects of mandated shunning over the next 3 years. Focused most closely on high-control religious groups, the research will employ both qualitative, and quantitative. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm butchering these words. Methods to provide a comprehensive analysis of the impact of mandated shunning. Defining mandated shunning. Okay, now this is the paragraph where my eyes were completely opened. It says the act of shunning is to persistently ignore, avoid, or reject something, creating social and or emotional distance. Psychologically, it is considered social or mental rejection. But despite its impact, the practice is typically considered to be a normal part of society, of social dynamics. Individuals avoiding other individuals they don't like. Siblings taking umbrage with each other's behavior. Friends parting ways over a major disagreement. And they are right. While uncomfortable and potentially damaging, shunning is a natural reality, albeit a typically immature one. The problem arises when shunning becomes mandated. Mandated shunning is a practice commonly employed and always denied by high control groups as a method of retaining control of their membership. The very threat of total isolation from everyone and everything you hold dear creates a barrier to exit from the group and is significant enough to prevent many individuals from leaving. This method of enforcing social ostracism for any member of the group deemed to be non-conforming or disobedient is giving rise to a worrying wave of psychological harm. This is what the research project seeks to investigate. Pioneering an investigation. Okay, this is where it gets fun, guys, because our participation is needed. So if you are XJW watching this now or in the future, you might want to get in contact with this article. I will post it in the description below because they're doing a study. So it says pioneering an investigation. Despite its obvious psychological and social impacts, only recently has mandated shunning arisen as an area of study and one which has the potential to change the legal position forever. A wave of recent court cases have likened mandated shunning to a hate crime, and gains are being made in challenging these groups. But individual cases are not enough yet to drive systemic legal change. So, it is hoped that this research will provide the necessary evidence to highlight the need for legal changes across the globe. The primary objective of the study is to evaluate whether mandated shunning and coercive control practices constitute a violation of human rights. The research aims to identify specific elements that would be classified as criminal offenses, including crimes against humanity. By extending the existing body of literature, this study will offer robust evidence to inform policies and legislation to tackle this form of abuse, protect those who leave high control groups, and provide adequate support for victims. Employing both qualitative and quantitative methods for comprehensive analysis, initially, interviews will be used to establish a baseline understanding of the problem. The study will work to document the prevalence of mental health issues such as PTSD, anxiety, depression, self harm, and suicidal ideation among individuals who have experienced shunning. Additionally, it will explore the correlations between these experiences as specific mental health outcomes, as well as demographic influences on these impacts. The research will focus on 6 high control groups known for practicing mandated shunning, including Jehovah's Witnesses, Scientologists, ultra Orthodox Jews, exclusive brethren, the Amish, and the Baha'i. Testimonies from former members of these groups will provide valuable data for the study. The group is now calling for individuals to take the survey or to tell their story as a contribution to this critical body of work. And this is why I wanted to read the article in its entirety. I took this opportunity of being, by myself on the stream, and this is the type of information that is like for us. Like literally, we are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. We can participate in this survey. Now, what I didn't do earlier that I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this link where it says take the survey. All right. So it redirected me to stopmandatedshunning.org/survey. And this is what it looked like. It says, why should I take the survey? Okay. Now we click take the survey. Oh, okay. I guess I'm doing this. Select the group that you were or currently are a part of. Okay, I would click Jehovah's Witnesses. Let me see how far I go in here. Number 2, please specify the type of group if not mentioned in the previous question. Well, I think I did. I clicked Jehovah's Witnesses. In what country were you a part of in this group? Okay, USA. How did you become a part of the group? Let's see. I was born into it. How long were you a member? How long was I a member? I don't know. I mean, I left when I was what, 17? Okay, I'll click 11 to 20 years. I'll do that one. How old were you when you became the victim? Oh, 16. Click OK. Have you ever been forced to shun someone by your group? Did you? If so, why? All right, guys. Well, for me, I have been fortunately spared from ever shunning somebody. So I'm not, thank God I didn't shun anybody. So I'll just go. Number 8, did you ever think you deserved to be shunned? No, I did not. Next question says, no one deserves to be subjected to mandating shunning. True. Gender, woman. Can we keep in touch with you? Okay, so let me put my information. Submit. Thank you for completing the survey. Please consider telling us your personal story here. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. It says, tell your story. Why tell your shunning story? Oh, wow. Very nice. Okay, so if you want to share your story, you can do so right here. Wow, I didn't even know. I did this with you guys live. Look at that. I wasn't even expecting to do that little survey, but I did it. So, wow. I'm glad I did it. All right, guys. So it is 9:46 p.m. I'm going to use like the last 10 minutes to go over your comments and just hang out with you guys for a few minutes. Those were the 2 stories that I really wanted, like to get in depth and read them. And because at 10 o'clock, we are going to go over to Discord and watch the new episode of Severance that I've been watching with you guys. All right. Well, that was cool. I'm going to go to your comments now. Let's see. Okay. Becky says, I told the hospital records to do whatever they can to keep me alive no matter what. Yep. Very good. Eric says, if I was born in 81 instead of 71, I would be dead. Oh my goodness. Yeah. My goodness. That's horrible. Oh, he said it backwards. Oh my goodness. Okay, Steen says, Eric, that's horrible. All because some doofus in New York changed their mind. Exactly. That's another issue. Whenever the governing body wants to make their own changes about something, whether it be the shunning or the blood issue, what happens to all of us who were victims of those 2 policies? That's why it didn't sit right with me when they changed the shunning policy after the whole Norway situation. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because obviously it's good, for future, Jehovah's Witnesses who, despite everything, still want to become a Jehovah's Witness. It's good for them, right? But what about all of us? The minors who were shunned at such a young age and had all of this psychological damage and abuse being done to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it still bothers me, which is why I'm still here. I still do videos. I participate in stuff like Operation Spotlight, and I continue to talk about, JW News like this until they are gone, until they are no longer taking our taxpayer dollars, or in a perfect world, they will be abolished altogether. But, it is what it is, right? Let me see. Becky says, Ruby, and it's defamation of character and slander against us. Yep, Dallas agrees. Abby says, I'm up for research. Yeah, look at that. I did the survey with you guys live, and I wasn't even planning on doing that. So maybe I'll give my story to them. You never know. Jackie Jack says, my Catholic side disowned me when I became a JW years ago. Even out for over 2 decades, some still have anything to do with me. No salsa for them. Oh man, Jackie, that's horrible. That's crazy. Like, even being Catholic or any other denominations, they don't really take like mandated shunning. They don't do mandated shunning. You see, that's what I was saying, like the difference between shunning when people decide for themselves to disassociate from you, but not when it's mandated. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that a Catholic would do that, because to the best of my knowledge, they do not do mandated shunning. So it's still horrible. You know what I mean? It's still horrible. So I'm sorry that happened to you. John Marciano says, JW elders would give marked talks and publicly shame people in meetings. Exactly. Which is the same thing that they do when they announce your name on a Thursday night. It is a humiliation ritual. Now that I think about it, right? Like, we talk about this stuff on Tuesday nights. I'm not gonna get all political and deep state conspiracy stuff, but that's kind of what it is in my opinion, now that I talk about those things, like that would be the JW version of a humiliation trial. So it's horrible. Let's see. Steen says Watchtower will just say DF'd people are not a reliable source for truth and then lie about shunning just like usual, which is exactly what they're doing in Norway. And I am happy that the other side was heard. XJWs came forth, a former elder testified, a former circuit overseer testified. Excuse me. And so that's the point. When stuff like this happens, we need to be ready to give our stories or to do a survey or all of these things that we talk about. We need to be ready to let the world know that they are lying. I think in the past the XW community was not as strong as it is now with the internet and with all of us connecting and talking to one another, because we broke out of that fear of apostates. Now we are stronger together like than ever in history. So I'm happy that Norway, the XJWs got a chance to give their stories. Yeah, illegal immigrant said maybe Elder is reviewing the survey and finding out who the people are. That's hilarious. But seriously, it is a help for studies to be done like this, because like the article said, and I do agree with it, that it's not enough to just give a story. Like individual people, we are not enough like by ourselves. We need a whole army, and we need a good study. You know what I'm talking about? Like a good study to give to our representatives and to show the government that this is inherently bad and we should be making changes. What do you call it? Legislation. Those are the changes we need. Yep. Oh wow, Abby. It's nearly 3 a.m. where she is. But thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Definitely check it out. San Diego says all the suicides, and then we have new light. That pisses me off. Exactly. Because a lot of people have committed suicide because of the shunning. And, like, what is it for them? Because they're not even here anymore. So we got to be those voices, So, yeah, it gets me angry too. Let's see. Jackie says everything they do is rituals. Yep. Welcome, Arthur Sharp. Yeah. San Diego says lots of PMOs have come out to give their story. They could be the key for big change in the United States. Oh, yes. Which is why I love how Jimmy is taking on the senators and the local representatives with the 2.0 Operation Spotlight. Because even if we get a state level to make a law or to amend a law that would take it away, not only for Jehovah's Witnesses, but like Scientology, like they're really big in Florida and Clearwater. So it will be hard to take those politicians who are most likely in their pocket, because we are going up against billion-dollar cults. You know what I'm saying? I would not put it past them that they have put money in the pockets of politicians to keep them on the down low. You know what I'm saying? Like, we won't bother you, don't bother us. Take this money and, keep it quiet. But that has to change, and I think it is changing. And I do believe that with this administration we can get somewhere, and we can start with our states. So I'm really happy that Jimmy started this, and that he has Monica, he has Shelly, he has me, he has all of us in the XW community doing whatever we can to promote this, to expose this. And you never know, maybe we can make some changes. Like, I would have never thought 10 years ago that I would even be voting, like getting politically involved. And then when elections come around and politicians are actually listening to people and their grievances because they are running on it and they want a position, right? They need your vote. That's the perfect time that you can talk to them about something like this. And it happens all the time. Every 2 to 4 years, there's elections. So this is, for me at least, is not going to be an ending project. I think I'm going to be doing Operation Spotlight for as long as it takes for Watchtower to make enormous changes. So I think we are done here. I want to thank everybody in the comments for being here with me, spending time with me, definitely being active. I will post all the links in the description maybe by tomorrow morning, since we're going to be doing our Discord stuff. I put the link in our chat for the Discord. So I'm going to post it one last time before I end the stream. So anybody that is interested in joining can join us. Okay, you guys should see it there. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna end the stream now, and we have like 5 minutes to join me on Discord to watch the new episode of Severance. And if I find how to end the stream, I will end it. Give me a second, guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. All right, I found it. See you on Discord in 5 minutes, everybody. See you guys later. Bye. Thank you so much for being here and for putting up with me all by myself. I know I might be boring. This probably was the most boring stream ever. So sorry. Hopefully next time we could have King Tony or maybe another backup. If you are an XJW content creator that would like to be a backup for me, let me know. All right. Bye, guys.